We're almost nearing the end of Psukei de Zimra and getting to the next part of our davening of Birchos Kriya Shema. And as we mentioned, there are a number of tefillos added at the end of Psukei de Zimra after the Halalukas, including Vayivarach David, V'charosi Ma'abris, and of course, Shiras Hayam Az Yashir. And right before, as we know from this past week's Parsha, or Parshas Beshalach, before we say Az Yashir, we say Vayaminu B'Hashem U'V'Moshe Avdo. And I would like to talk a little bit about what does it mean, Vayaminu B'Hashem, and how does that impact our tefillah each and every day? What does it mean, Vayam? They believed in Hashem. And the obvious question is, really? They didn't have Emunah beforehand? How could it possibly be? How could it possibly be that before this? First of all, earlier in Shemos, we know when Moshe arrives, Vayamin Ha'am, it says they believed. Didn't they practice Emunah when they tied the animal, the Karban Pesach, to their doorpost? Didn't they practice Emunah when they left and followed HaKadosh Baruch Hu out of Mitzrayim? How could it be that only now, after Kriyas Yamsuf, that they can say Vayaminu B'Hashem? So some suggest that it's, for example, that at Kriyas Yamsuf the Jews could say undeniably, that's the Yad of Hashem. Moshe might be the servant, but HaKadosh Baruch Hu is pulling the strings. And the Rashbam suggests that this belief was a belief that they would not die in the desert, no matter what obstacles and different challenges may confront them, starvation in the desert, they would overcome them. But perhaps we have to understand, what does it mean to have Emunah? What does it mean to have Emunah? As many explain, there are two levels of Emunah. There is a level of Emunah that is deep and profound, that is belief in Hashem and HaKadosh Baruch Hu as the creator of the world and the giver of the Torah. That I believe that there is only one creator, that Hashem is in control. And that kind of Emunah is usually done through my acceptance of mitzvos. I am doing this mitzvah because God created the world. It might be intellectual. It might be because I was taught this way by my parents, my rebbeim, my moros, my teachers. But Emunah is a fundamental belief that God runs the world. But there is another kind of Emunah. So Meir Tversky of Yeshiva University explains that a higher level of Emunah is personal. It's personal. And it involves not just intellectually believing in Hashem, but experientially, not believing in Him, but feeling His presence. Before Kriyas Yamsuf, the Jews, of course, believed in Hashem. They believed when Hashem ran the world. When Hashem turned the Nile into blood, they believed. When a massive frog coughed up other frogs, they believed. When Makas Bechoros happened, they believed in Hashem undeniably. There is only one force in the world that is creating. That was the goal of the Makos. But that's intellectual Emunah. God's in control. But something happens at Kriyas Yamsuf, as the Medrash tells us, that everybody, they could point their finger and say, that's my Keli, it's my Hashem. They felt a connection to Hashem on the most personal of levels. And that's Shira. They sang Shira because it's intimate. They could not have sang this song earlier. And perhaps we're very good at the first kind of Emunah. We believe that God runs the world, and even at difficult moments and at difficult challenges and as moments that have happened in history have affected us, part of our Emunah tells us we might not understand, but God controls the good and what appears to us to be the bad. But there is another level of Emunah, the Keli V'Anveyu, that it's my HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that I have a relationship, that I build that relationship, that I pour, Lishboch Nafshi, I pour my soul out to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what Az Yashir is. Az Yashir is a second kind of Emunah. It's what the Ramah tells us in Shulchan Aruch of Shivisi Hashem Lenegdi Summit. And perhaps that's why we do it when we daven. Because there is no greater impact in our davening than the creation of that relationship with Hashem. And the way to do that is to make it personal, is to make it my connection. And that's what the Jews did on a national level at Shiras Hayam when they said, Zekeli V'Anveyu.